Looking for these better days.
It is Friday, March 6th. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's what you need to know to make today a better day. Arch Madness unders continue to be a cash cow. The United States kicks off their World Baseball Classic journey tonight, and the NBA continues to provide opportunities in the prop market. Mackenzie Rivers joins me on this episode of Better Day, presented by FanDuel. And Mackenzie, I want to start in the NBA because I've noticed something in the way that we have been betting for BetterDay.com Insider and Premium members. And where we have been the most profitable this season is on NBA player props. Not on sides, not on totals, not on, the first quarter, first halves. But the most profitable thing that we have done this year has been NBA player props. Now, last night we cashed another one. It was actually our free play up on BetterDay.com with Cade Cunningham under 26.5 points. Never a sweat. Finished with 26.
It really wasn't. I mean, he didn't get a shot up with 26. You got a 4-point play to get to 26. So
yeah. Why did we go back to the well, though, with the Cade Cunningham prop last night?
Well, he was 5 for 26 in the first matchup when the Spurs won by double digits, and he goes 10 for 26 in this game. Did make a few more threes, but essentially it was the same deal. Victor Wembanyama is a different beast than maybe anyone before in NBA history, and a lot of teams in the league nowadays, maybe because it's a lighter, faster league, are led by a big, strong guard like SGA, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brunson, that specializes in their quickness. They're still guards, but getting into the paint, pushing a little bit, getting a little space, and making their shot. You can push and get a little space from your defender and maybe two defenders over, and then there's that blocks the sun that comes into the frame. And it's a prop that if you've gone back to, I identified the players: Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, SGA, and Cade Cunningham. If you go under their props, you're now 13 overs out of 33 games. So it's something to keep in mind.
Wow, that is absolutely something to keep in mind. And also want to shout out some of our members up on BetterDay.com utilizing our NBA Game Center to find edges in the prop market. Ross, one of our users, said he picked 3 props from the NBA Game Center, went 3-0. I asked if he parlayed them because I wanted to see the bet slip, and he was like, no, don't you tell us not to parlay? And I'm like, good job. So good job, Ross, cashing those 3 plays. And then another play was sent out, one of our Tim, who said he played Jalen Johnson under prop because all 3 projections in the database were well under the lines, meaning points, rebound, and assist. So he played the under 41.5 combo, and he finished with 34. So I'm glad to see that our members are utilizing the NBA Game Center. Still up for free today up on BetterDay.com. So if you haven't done so already, go to the website, BetterDay.com, click on the NBA tab, use the NBA Game Center for free before it becomes exclusive for Insider and Premium members. So check that out. Also, last night, Mackenzie, it was not just the Spurs getting the big win over the Pistons, 121-106. They have clinched their over on their season win total, now 45-17 on the season. Congratulations to the San Antonio Spurs. The Jazz got a monster victory against the Wizards, 122-112. The reason why this is a monster victory is because finally one of the bottom 10 teams in the NBA, Mackenzie, wins a game. I think last night or yesterday morning we said it was 42 straight losses. I think it's actually 44, or it was 44 straight losses. Whatever it was.
Yeah, because there was a couple of games wrapping up, yeah.
Yeah, one of them finally won a game. So
and 2 did, and the Bulls upset the Suns in Phoenix. But the Jazz one is probably more instrumental towards the way the Tankathon is going to be parlayed out. But Ace Bailey, the number 5 pick, 32 points. It's kind of fair to have like your best player, your lottery pick, your hope springs eternal reason why fans are coming, battle for you to have a worse draft pick versus the entire city and franchise that's trying to make you lose and have a better draft pick. So I like that push and pull.
Cooper Flagg made his return for the Dallas Mavericks, and the Mavericks lose a close game to the Magic, 115 to 114. In 26 minutes last night, Cooper Flagg had 18 points on 7 of 22 shooting, 1 of 4 from three-point range. He had 5 boards and 6 assists. He also had 4 blocks. So, Mackenzie, does this, in your opinion, before I read you the market, does this move the Rookie of the Year odds, in your opinion?
It's got to move it. He played a decent game and he's back. He wasn't back the last time we talked. I still think the momentum keeps up with Concanippel, the way the Hornets are playing. So I'm going to say he's still favored. But yeah, it's got to have come down. It's going to be pretty close, 50-50.
And there's respected people out there that are very interested in betting the Charlotte Hornets, like, to make a run here in the Eastern Conference. I saw that pop up a couple of places yesterday. Currently up on FanDuel right now, the updated Rookie of the Year markets. Concanippel, a minus 150 favorite. Cooper Flagg, plus 120.
Yep, pretty close. 55-45. I think not only do I think he's going to win it, but I think if I had one bet, I would pick 2K, as Bill Simmons calls him.
2K is what? Concanippel?
Concanippel.
Yeah. I guess you don't want to call him KK.
It's too close in the South. It's too close.
It's too close.
The 2K is great. AK-47 was nice in Utah. We like those names.
Yeah. We picked up another win last night in the NBA with the Denver Nuggets, 4-point favorites over the Lakers. Mackenzie, the Lakers now get this run, okay? They have now lost 12 straight games as an underdog.
It's amazing. It's amazing how the league sets it up to knock it down. Lakers are a little overrated, a little old, a little long in the tooth. So let's give them, cupcake schedule. And then they get puffed up, and they never learned any good habits. They never picked up that defense that we assumed they would get better at when we saw the Men's Fitness magazine and Luka Doncic losing 20 pounds. It never materialized. He's not in better condition. He's not a particularly better defender. But that last night's game was about Jamal Murray, another monster game. I was surprised. I was looking at Dunks and Threes EPM, and he's at a 3.3 right now, which is great. As good as he's been in his career, but it's not much higher than he was in 2024. So I'm like, what's different? It definitely seems like he was a first-time All-Star. Definitely seems like he's gone up a level. Well, it's more games now officially than he played in his last best year ever on an EPM basis, and it's more minutes. He's playing 36 minutes per game versus 31-32. So when he bombed out for Canada in the Olympics, and I thought his trend line was going in one direction. I don't know. Maybe it really was just injuries. Maybe he is as good as he's been at his best moments in the playoffs, which is as good as Jalen Williams, maybe, which is to say as good as the second best player in the league.
So it's now 12 straight losses, both straight up and ATS, as an underdog for the Los Angeles Lakers after a loss in a non-cover last night. But in the loss, LeBron James setting another milestone. He passes Kareem for the most
gotta be kidding me.
Field goals made.
I feel like Tony Kornheiser right now. Like, what? There are major statistics. Lou Gehrig playing in the 15th, 100th game, whatever it was, Joe DiMaggio. That is not a stat. No one ever heard of most field goals made. What about most field goals attempted? What about most free throws made? Like, what? Eventually, he's going to have all the things that are associated with points if he has the most points.
Exactly. I mean,
gotta be kidding me.
Pretty soon we're gonna start seeing articles about like LeBron James has tied his shoes more than any player in NBA.
Yeah, remember there was that study about the Suns and their like high five count? I bet LeBron James leads all time in all sports in North America for high fives and ass
slaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. All right, let's take a look at the schedule for this Friday night here, where Mackenzie, we are expected to see the return, the debut in 2025 or 2026, the 2025-26 season for Jason Tatum, as the Boston Celtics will take on the Dallas Mavericks. It is the second of a back-to-back for Dallas. It is Boston off of a loss, and the Celtics 15.5-point favorites. How do you want to approach this game?
I think you got to go. I know it didn't work out for us last time. I think you got to go to team total under for multiple reasons. Number one,
for the Dallas Mavericks, you're saying?
Yes, Dallas Mavericks team total under. Number one, Celtics off a loss. We know great ATS, slightly better even when opposing teams. If you play under their team total, they score less than expected. So Celtics are going to be motivated. Number one, why are they bringing him back for this game? Um, to play the Mavericks, some finals, some nostalgia of winning the NBA Finals, some kind of like, all right, we're in it. This is going to be our championship defense that we never really got to do last year because of injuries. And 3, Jason Tatum's playing style. They historically, last few years, score less points. They do better. He's a great plus-minus player, but they score less points per game and have less possessions per game in games he's in. So the more he plays, or if he plays at all, it helps the under. And I think the Celtics roll with or without him, so I like to isolate the Mavericks team total under.
Up on FanDuel, they have a points prop for Jason Tatum listed as 12.5. The over juiced at minus 122. Now, we don't know how much Tatum plays in this game. We don't know how much Tatum's going to need to play in this game.
I think you play the under.
They're 15.5. Yeah, they're 15.5 point favorites, Mackenzie.
Right, exactly. If he plays and scores 10 points, remember when Kristaps Porzingis came back from injury and scored 9 straight points in game 1 of the NBA Finals? He ended up with 11 points because it's a blowout after that. And why would you play the guy that just came back from an injury if he's playing great? So it's if he plays great or if he doesn't play great, I think he goes under 12.5 points.
Does he start or come off the bench?
Good chance to.
Does he start or come off the bench?
I would assume he's coming off the bench. He plays with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. As soon as the first scrub comes in, you put him in, you target him.
So the reason why I ask is because the market's not open yet. But as we record this pod, but when the market opens up, you can bet first quarter points. Obviously, you can bet the first basket of the game. I don't know if he starts. I don't know if they want to give him the ball and have him shoot it first to have it be the first scorer of the game. But I would be interested in the first quarter points because, as you mentioned, what if it's like Porzingis who scored early and then didn't score at all for the rest of the day? I don't know. It's just an interesting way to look at it to see how could we want to approach the Jason Tatum props. I kind of agree with where your head's at, though. I want to be fading it because the public's going to be all over it, yet this should be a blowout game. It's his first game back from the Achilles, and I just want to fade the stats here. I do have this trend. Tom Haberstroh, did you see this tweet yesterday? Where Tom Haberstroh tracked the last 30 NBA players to suffer an Achilles rupture and their return date, and to point out where Jason Tatum's timeline lands. And it is 9.9 months. He would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the 10th fastest player to return from the Achilles rupture. So it's not this isn't crazy.
It seems crazy because it's the middle of the season and he got hurt at the end of last season, so you're one season out.
Yeah.
But if Kobe Bryant do it and Elton Brand, why not?
Well, Kobe did it in 8 months.
Yeah,
Kobe was, and remember, Kobe hit the 2 free throws afterwards too, right? And then just walked off the court and was like, all right, I'm done. And then he came back 8 months.
I mean, later. if he had more time in his career, maybe he'd come back later. But he was just gonna play. He's like an old guy. Just get him in a game of horse. He'll figure it out.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, so that's the first game on the schedule for tonight. Elsewhere, the red-hot Charlotte Hornets, and I say red-hot because, Mackenzie, analytically speaking, no team has been better since, January. They are literally putting up numbers, efficiency-wise, that I said it before, people are believing in this team moving forward. They're playing like the best team in the NBA right now. They're 6-point favorites at home here against the Miami Heat. What do you think?
It seems like a light number. Since January 1st, shout out to Smooth702, our guy, for looking at this. 22-8 ATS plus 11.4 differential.
Yeah.
That is Oklahoma City Thunder-esque. So where is the truth? I think I got to let go of my priors. I mean, oftentimes teams kind of lollygag through the regular season and their priors are more accurate. Maybe a team like the Lakers, the priors are more accurate than the first few months of data. But the Hornets, I don't know, have proven me wrong long enough. I'm on the train. I'll lay it here.
Okay. Elsewhere, you got the Blazers at the Rockets. Houston, a 6-point favorite. The Pelicans are at the Suns. Phoenix laying 6 at home. Knicks visit the Nuggets. So Denver playing the second of a back-to-back. Denver, a 1-point favorite. What do you think? Denver, after getting the win here against the Lakers, now you have to welcome in the Knicks. Do you want to back the Nuggets or you want to fade the Nuggets?
I think I want to back the Nuggets. Their offense, they lost that overtime game at New York, but it felt like they could score anytime they wanted to. Losing in overtime without most of your good players is no bad feat. I feel like it's a good matchup for them. Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, who do you put on Jokic? No, really nobody.
No one can go on Jokic, is right. You have the Clippers are at the Spurs, so the Spurs up on FanDuel right now are 8-point favorites.
Too much.
And you think it's too much?
Yeah. This is a revenge game. This is Kawhi Leonard back in San Antonio. People forget about that, but you look at dunks and threes, estimates plus minus. Wemby and Kawhi Leonard are in the same ballpark. They are both game-changing players, top 5 players. As seldom as Kawhi puts it all together, but he'll put it all together for this game. 8.5 is insulting for a top 5 player in the league, at least a player playing that well.
And finally, the Lakers are hosting the Pacers, and I would just caution everybody to monitor the injury report because I would venture we do not see both LeBron James and Luka Doncic. We might see one of them, but we're not going to see.
You see the video of them like walking together, not talking at all. The vibes are weird right now. I hear you're using different buses. One's going on bus 1, one's going on bus 2.
Vibes are weird.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
College basketball is nonstop. Big games, tight spreads, momentum swings every night. And now FanDuel is giving you a way to turn that energy into bigger wins. With the College Basketball Parlay Profit Boost, here's how it works. Build any college hoops parlay you like. The early tip, the rivalry game, the ranked matchup, the late night West Coast shootout, mixed spreads, totals, props, whatever fits your read of the slate. Then just apply your profit boost and instantly bump up that potential payout. Go safe, go spicy, go with the team you've been following all season. It's your parlay, your style. Now with more upside behind it. Head to FanDuel.com/believe to get started. FanDuel, play your game. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with the Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Minimum 2-leg parlay required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable boost builder tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. For Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.
Vibes are high in college basketball. Mackenzie, conference tournaments are underway, and Arch Madness continues to be a cash cow. No, Arch Madness. That is the nickname for the Missouri Valley Conference tournament being played in St. Louis, where we bet all 3 games to go under yesterday, and we cashed all 3 games to go under yesterday. The under trend now in Arch Madness, the Missouri Valley Conference tournament, which is 3-0 this year, was 10-1 to the under last year, is now 33-12 to the under since the start of the 2021 season. There's no better bet right now in college basketball than Arch Madness unders.
Let's do the binomial calculation, because like usually a small sample size is a small sample size, but 13-1 in the last 13. 14 trials, 13 successes. Wow, that is 0.1%. That's pretty unlikely to happen randomly.
The craziest part about this is, and I talked to Fez about this last night, and I know that I think Jared Smith had tweeted this out also last night, is that there's a group out there that's betting against this. Like these numbers are going
Algorithms don't like trends. They don't respect trends.
Exactly. And you know something? Looking at my model, right? I had to throw out a Missouri Valley Conference play yesterday because I refused to play an over in the Missouri Valley Conference game. But the model actually liked the over compared to the open. Now, it wasn't the number one play on our model. The number one play on our model actually was a win, and that was I only gave out one play from the model because I'm tightening, as I said before, tightening the parameters, and our number one play was the Sacred Heart Iona over, which flew over the posted total. A little sweat in the first half, but I mean, no sweat at all. Almost 100 points scored, almost 200 points scored in that game. Crazy. But when I looked at the model and I saw one of the Missouri Valley games, and I think it was the Drake game, Drake Southern Illinois, I was like, no thanks. Yeah, I was like,
they got bodied by Pusha T.
I said, no thanks, I'm not betting this. But there's groups out there that are pushing these totals. Every single one of them, all three games yesterday, saw the totals get bet up, and that's where we came in and we bet the under on the elevated number. Last night's game, the late one, which was Evansville and Northern Iowa, we played it at under 128.5. You know what it landed on, Mackenzie?
129.5.
No, we won that. So it landed on 127.
127. The whole point to spare. Nice.
Exactly. So, I mean, we landed there based off of, and again, if you play the open number, not so fast. But we got the best of the number there, so that's...
It's interesting to look at multiple filters and how to look at these games. You have the trend, the pattern that we've noticed, and then we have the model. And it's great, if they pick the same game. They're like, all right, we have two reasons to like it. But I'm wondering if there might be a time where the simple algorithm model based on metrics will say over, and then it fits but the flag is, but it's in this game of historic unders, like conference championships or whatever. Maybe that's the best time to play the under, because maybe that's when you'll get the equal market. You'll get that computer group that's just going to play their numbers and give you an even better number on a trend that's historically proven out.
And that's what's happening. That is exactly what's happening, because the metrics are telling you to bet the overs, but they're not accounting, these groups or whoever's betting it is not accounting for neutral site games and specifically the arena in St. Louis, and how Arch Madness just continues to deliver, going under and under and under and under and under. So let's take a look at the Missouri Valley Conference games for today. Here on Friday, Drake takes on Belmont. Current total up on FanDuel, 157.5. You have UIC against Murray State, 148.5. Valpo against Bradley, 141.5. And then Northern Iowa against Illinois State. And I don't have a total on that one for some reason just yet. But, we can take a look at that. Monitor the Missouri Valley. Let me look here. Monitor the Missouri Valley totals, though, because we're going to be going under pretty much every single one of them, especially if the market moves and people start betting the overs. This is why I don't get so caught up in market movements, Mackenzie. That's why, I can't be a victim to this team.
Exactly. If the market knew everything, then...
Yep. Top 25 games last night. Number 3, Michigan, a 71-68 win over Iowa. And number 8, Michigan State, a 91-87 win over Rutgers. So both teams, both ranked teams, getting the wins, but not getting the covers, as maybe they are both just kind of playing out the strings and getting ready for the final game of the regular season, which will be against each other coming up this weekend, Michigan and Michigan State, although they're not really playing for much because Michigan's already clinched the number 1 seed in the Big Ten Conference Tournament, and Michigan State right now is actually the 2 seed in the Big Ten Conference Tournament. So
do we know if it's senior day, something like that? Maybe the home team has an extra motivation.
Possibly.
Michigan State, Michigan.
The game is going to be played in Ann Arbor, so maybe Michigan is a little bit of a little bit incentive. We'll check that out. Here's two games in the top 25 here tonight on Friday. Number 18 St. John's is at Seton Hall. St. John's a 4.5-point favorite, and number 19 Miami of Ohio, 30-0 Mackenzie, will be taking on Ohio in their final regular season game to finish the regular season perfect, undefeated at 31-0. They are 5.5-point favorites.
Take the points. Take the points. If they're going to win it, but it's going to be so nerve-wracking. If they're up 7, they're going to just have a 35-second violation or 30-second violation. The other team will come back. There's a lot of motivation to win. There's not a lot of motivation to cover.
I can see them playing tight. I can absolutely see them playing tight. All right, we got some NFL news to get to. We got to talk hockey as well, and the World Baseball Classic as Team USA begins their tournament. Let's start in the NFL, Mackenzie, where there was a trade that was made yesterday that didn't really move the market at all. The Buffalo Bills get DJ Moore, wide receiver from the Chicago Bears, and the odds on the Bills to win the Super Bowl saw no movement as they went from +5. They went from plus 10-1 up on FanDuel to 10-1 up on FanDuel after acquiring DJ Moore.
Yeah, because there's a sunk cost, or there's another scenario we could consider where they get a better wide receiver. Does DJ Moore help? Yes. Does he help more than the wide receiver we imagined they would get to this offseason? I'm not so sure. Kind of reminds me of Deebo Samuel. When they say you're a receiver running back combo, sometimes your career looks more like a running back, and you know, your 28, 29 years aren't as good as 25, 26. So we'll see. I mean, Josh Allen will make him look good, but I'm not sure he'll make him look great.
Well, World Baseball Classic games here today. By the time you're listening to this, the late game will be over with, or the late game last night will be over with, early morning, depending on where you are. So we do have the early game this morning. Cuba takes on Panama, and then the Netherlands against Venezuela. Mexico takes on Great Britain. Then later on this afternoon, Puerto Rico against Colombia, Nicaragua against the Dominican Republic, and then the one that everyone's waiting for. 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight, Mackenzie.
Yes, sir.
The United States taking on Brazil in their opener of the World Baseball Classic. And the odds for that game up on FanDuel right now. The United States on the run line. You know what the run line means when you bet baseball, right?
1.5.
Minus 9.5 runs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Or 9.5. That's I usually call that the alternative run line, but
Nope.
That's just the
that
run line.
is the run line on this game is the United States minus 9.5 runs over Brazil. Total in the game is 14.5. So the question is, does the U.S. pitching staff give up any runs to the Brazilian team, or does the U.S. just pound them and score 15 runs by themselves? Like, this is insane.
I know this. The Brazilian team is called El Selección, and they're the best in the country. So if they're anything like the Brazil national soccer team, they're going to have a lot of flair. They're going to be like the Harlem Globetrotters. They'll be throwing ephases behind the back, and they'll probably lose by 20 runs, yeah.
So there's right now up on FanDuel, there's strikeout props for Logan Webb, who's getting the start here. 4 strikeouts is minus 385, 5 strikeouts minus 132, and then 6 strikeouts plus 164. Let me remind everybody that the pitchers are limited here in the preliminary round. So he's only going to have, 65 pitches here in the first round of the WBC.
So how many batters is that? Like 10? He's expected to strike out like 60% of his batters.
It is Brazil, Mackenzie. It is.
You know, we do a lot of things well. I say we. Tudo bem. Tudo bem, I'll tell you that much.
Elsewhere tonight, the NHL, let's talk about the Vegas Golden Knights, who play their first home game since the Olympic break. It's actually their first home game tonight, Mackenzie, since February 5th, and they will host the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota's been an over team, and I would expect Vegas to come out and be motivated at home here. Trade deadline is also today in the NHL, so haven't really played a lot of NHL over the last couple of days. Been really focused in on college basketball, but also with the trade deadline, I just want to wait and see what these teams are going to look like after today's deadline. But I do like the Knights and the Wild to go over tonight. So keep an eye on that total. Right now it is 6.5 with plus money towards the over. A reminder, you guys can still use our free NBA Game Center right now up on betterday.com. It is still free for today, and then it will be exclusive to Better Day Insider and Premium members. Continue to look at the prop market edges. That's where we are finding the most success in looking at the projections and finding the best value in the prop betting markets. And then, of course, our free plays posted daily up on the homepage at betterday.com as well. For Mackenzie Rivers, I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's hoping you make today and every day a better day.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.